Says we're winning by 5. Second one fuming about the ref last night. Mods in the chat, keeping everything clean. You drop your take, it's part of the scene.
Jamie's back, another live stream. Comments flying like a dream. Type your thoughts, let it all be seen. Liverpool chat, TV on your screen.
Chat.
Say your name,
Say your name.
say your name.
Drop that scoreline. Call that game.
Call that game.
From Anfield Road to every screen. We're all one voice,
One big team.
Ah, dearie me. Yeah, yeah. Big up chat. Dearie me. What is going on with my camera? Fuck knows. There you go, that's better. Dearie me. Dearie me. Welcome. Everyone, welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon for a bit of an emergency stream. Hope everyone's doing well and having a blessed Friday. It is the weekend. Weekends are meant to be good and exciting and happy times and fun times. Not if you're a Liverpool fan. Not if you are a Liverpool fan. No, it is not. Oh dear. Oh dear. Mark Guehi has gone to Manchester City for less money than we were told that he was going for in the first place. Hey, club's a joke, man. Yeah, this club is a massive joke. So I do apologise back. I have no idea what my camera's doing. Look, it's going in and out of brightness by itself. There you go. It settles down again. Fucking useless. Camera's fucked. Liverpool are fucked. I'm fucked. Everyone's fucked. Everyone's fucking fucked. Liverpool Football Club are a joke. It's as simple as that. We have been played. Liverpool Football Club have been played by Manchester City. And we are not a serious football club. We're serious when in certain times, but we're not serious when it matters the most. Yeah, we had a big summer. I'm not going to dismiss the big summer we had. It was still a very good summer of transfers. It's just the manager's a cunt and he can't do anything about it. It's gone 7 minutes, so I'm good. Semenyo and now Mark Guehi. We need a left winger. Semenyo's on the market. We like Semenyo. You know what? No, we'll let Man City have Semenyo. All right, fair enough. Yeah, that's what it is. Not a lot of people like him anyway. Okay, I get it. Mark Guehi's on the market. We wanted Mark Guehi. We went for him in the summer. We went for him in the 11th hour on transfer deadline day. It never happened because Glasner is a bitch. Now, let's face it. Glasner is the biggest bad guy since Rose from Titanic. Yeah. He was like, oh, no, if Guehi leaves, I will quit the club. And then 2 months later, he says he's not signing a new contract anyway and quitting the club. So, yeah, thanks, Glasner. Yeah. And then Man City buy him today for 20 million plus add-ons. Because my football club said, I ain't buying a player I can get for free in the summer because apparently we have guarantees. That's what Liverpool guys say now. That's going to be the PR here. This is what the PR is going to be. The PR, I don't know what my camera is doing. I've got, it's fucking me off now. The PR for this, guys, is going to be Liverpool thought they had an agreement with Guehi for the summer to be a free transfer. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. I guarantee you guys that's what's going to happen. In the next few days, next few weeks, that is what's going to happen. They will come out. Liverpool thought they had a sort of gentleman's agreement with Mark Guehi that will buy him for free in the summer, and that's why they didn't go in the transfer market for him. And Liverpool were took back by all of a sudden him being available in January, and Man City went in there and took advantage and bought the footballer, leaving Liverpool to look a little bit stupid. That'll be the PR. That is exactly what they're going to do, man. You just missed the young centre-back we just signed, Jay. Pierce has already started. Oh, my God. There you go. See? This fucking Liverpool PR bullshit does my absolute nutting. I have not, guys, I'm sorry about the camera. I have no idea what's going on. This is fucking stupid. Everything's pissing me off. My camera, Liverpool, the owners, the manager, the players. Everything's pissing me off now. I'm fucked off, man. I am fucked off. So we bought an 18-year-old centre-back they believe is better than Mark Guehi, yeah? Okay, fair. I will say this, yeah? There is a lot of Liverpool fans out there who didn't want Mark Guehi in the first place. So the people that didn't want Mark Guehi in the first place shouldn't be too unhappy about the situation, right? But here's the thing that pisses me off. Big up Scraps. I know Scraps is in the chat, but we were talking about this earlier. Here's the thing that irritates me about this whole situation, yeah? People said Semenyo and Mark Guehi weren't good enough. We had Liverpool fans saying Semenyo and Mark Guehi are not good enough. But somehow they're good enough for Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach of all time. They're good enough for him. But apparently Mark Guehi and Semenyo are not good enough. They're not at that level. They're not at the Liverpool level. What the fuck's the Liverpool level? I have Ibu Konate as a centre-back. What is the Liverpool level? I have Cody Gakpo as a left winger. What is the Liverpool level? All this shit that they're not good enough, but they're fucking good enough for Pep Guardiola. Yeah, is that what we're doing here? They're good enough, Pep Guardiola. It's a nonsense, guys. It's an absolute nonsense. I just get annoyed with it. Like, we'll go, look, You know the PR's going to start that this young guy that we bought, the centre back we bought, was only 18 years of age. They get a big. You know he's going to be in the first team squad on the weekend, yeah. I guarantee you. I can't say I guarantee you. I wouldn't be shocked if he's in the first team squad this weekend. Yeah, just to make a point. We've got to show a bit of PR here. We did buy a centre back. We did buy. Yes, Mark Guehi's gone, but we did buy a centre back. Here's the 18-year-old we bought. Put him in the match day squad because then we can tell the world, look, we didn't get Mark Guehi, but we actually did buy a centre back this season that we believe in, and he'll be in the match day squad. I'm telling you. He can't make the regulation. What? He don't need to be thingy because he's under 21. You don't need to register him because he's under 21, I believe. They're the rules, I think. Be up Bajan in the chat, man. Be up my man Bajan from Reds TV. Be up Bajan in the chat, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Big up my man B with the super. He says too many people reading into the lack of investment. This Jan has loss of faith from the ball to slot the club's transfer, thinking is best. Best to cock tees. Big up B. Yeah. Well, I gotta get more of that, maybe. Right, here's the big up Josh in the chat as well. Guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to Bajan's channel if you've not done so already. If someone could put a link in the live chat for me, one of the mods, or Bajan is a mod himself, he can do it himself. Someone put a link in. Go and subscribe to my man Bajan. Bajan, you live tonight for Friday Night Lime. I don't know if you're doing Friday Night Lime tonight, but big up Bajan. If you are live, go and subscribe to Bajan's channel. Big up A9 in the chat as well. A9 says, big up Jamie. Today I'm so happy that Guehi chose City over us because he's overrated and not worth 300k he wants. I never rated him. And look, I'm not going to slag A9 off here because A9's not bothered about this situation because he's not bothered about Mark Guehi. And I rate that. See, I rate A9 for this year because A9's been on this for ages now talking about Mark Guehi, is that he's not the one for him. So my A9 right now is probably chilled at this year. He's not too bothered about this situation because he didn't want him in the first place. And I respect that. What we're going to get people fuming that we haven't bought Mark Guehi when they didn't want him in the first place. All this fake fuming bollocks. I just big up Colin, man. Big up Liverpool 67. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Yeah. Look, I like Mark Guehi, man. I've said, and look, if you don't rate Mark Guehi and you're not upset about this, then I respect you guys, and that is fine. Because what I appreciate, the people that didn't want Mark Guehi, like Joker in the chat, like A9 in the chat, they didn't want Mark Guehi because they don't think he's that quality, right? And that's cool. And they're not getting upset or raging about it, and they're chilled with it, which I appreciate. All right. It's just the people that apparently, what is going on, my cameraman? Maybe if I don't know. Right. Stop. People that didn't want Mark Guehi and still fuming about this situation makes no sense to me. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes no sense. I liked Mark Guehi. As you guys know, I've been talking about Mark Guehi for quite a long time now. He's a centre-back I really rate, especially in today's football. What today's football is mostly about, it's not about the old school defending that like football used to be. Right now, a lot of top coaches want their centre-backs to be really good footballers, to play out from the back, to be able to bring the ball out to the back into midfield, to play diagonals, to play balls into feet with pace. That is what a lot of top coaches want now in centre-backs, as much as they could be a tremendous defender. And that's why I wanted Mark Guehi. It weren't because I think Mark Guehi is like a world-class defender. I think Mark Guehi is a very good defender. But I also think he's a very good footballer that can play out from the back. And look, Slott's been talking about it all the time, man. He wants a footballing centre-back. Apparently he wants a footballing centre-back. Now, this ain't on Slot. I'm not going to do that. But not getting a footballing centre back when he's on the market for 20 million quid with add-ons is ridiculous. It's an easy transfer to do. Now, there's rumours that Mark Guehi is on 300 grand a week. If that is the case, then yeah, fuck that. I like Mark Guehi, don't get me wrong, but not at 300 grand a week. Yeah, you know, it's as simple as that. I like him at 300 grand a week. I don't like him that much. Do you know what I mean? If that is the case, Manchester City, what they've done there is they've just destroyed the wage structure of transfers for players who are not a world class level players should be on 300 and upwards, in my opinion. People that are not world class should not be anywhere near 300 grand a week. If it's true he's on 300 grand a week, Man City have destroyed the wage structure in transfers. It's as simple as that, because that's what normal people are going to be looking at now. Like other defenders at Mark Guehi's quality are going to be wanting around that 300 grand a week mark if that's what his City have actually paid for him. Which is, if that's true, then that's wrong, man. That's absolutely idiotic to me. If it's 200 grand a week, that makes most sense to me, because that's what I'd pay Mark Guehi. If Man City have gave him 200 grand a week, I think that's what Liverpool would have paid him anyway. So I think Mark Guehi is a £200,000 a week centre back, not a 300. I mean, 300 grand a week is absolutely nuts. Yeah, stupid for a centre back. Yeah, I just don't get this bullshit I see from Paul Joyce today, who's doing the whole PR thing. So Paul Joyce today has basically said, with Liverpool spending £450 million in the summer, there weren't enough coppers left in the bank to go and buy Mark Guehi this January. Do you know why I call bullshit on that story? It's because Liverpool already spent £450 million in the summer and still wanted to buy Mark Guehi, and did a deal with Crystal Palace for 35 million quid. So again, that's PR bullshit. So you're telling me when we spent 450 million and at the 11th hour on transfer deadline day, Liverpool had a deal with Crystal Palace for 35 million for Mark Guehi, they weren't going to pay it. Of course they'll go pay it. It was Crystal Palace who pulled out the transfer because their manager was going to leave. So again, PR ball. More PR ball from Liverpool journalists. Of course the money's there. Can we stop doing this? Just say it how it is. Why don't we just say how things are, yeah? Liverpool didn't want to buy a player they believe was going to be a free transfer because we're tight. Let's just be honest here. We're extremely tight. They didn't want to pay 20 million for a centre. They talk about opportunistic signings, yeah? All I ever hear is an opportunistic signing, all this bollocks, yeah? 20 million plus add-ons for Mark Guehi in the Premier League ready, a leader, a captain, an England international. You can't get more of an opportunistic signing than that. It's all PR rubbish. I'm sick of death of it. It's PR rubbish. And now we're going to get other things coming out of the woodwork now. Like, is it Guehi or whatever his name is, the new centre back we got as 18? He's going to be in match day squads now. I guarantee you, sometime this season he'll be in a match day squad, yeah? Because they want to push the narrative that he's the future, he's the centre back we believe in, he's going to be better than Mark Guehi and all these players. That's going to be the push now. This PR stuff, man, it drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. Like, they're just... Do you know, we started the summer spending over 400 million, yeah? Bought some quality talent. You know, I'm not going to forget that. You know, buying the talent we did in the summer to go with the squad we had, you know, we shouldn't be in this mess, but we are in this mess. Why are we in this mess? Because the manager doesn't work. Now, there's going to be a lot of conspiracy theories out there. There's going to be a lot of pushback on certain narratives, and people will go write things and make shit up. People will go say, one of the narratives might be that Arne, he didn't want to play for Arne Slot, he wanted to play for Pep Guardiola. Simple as that. He saw where Liverpool were at the summer, defending Premier League champions, and thought, I'll have a bit of that. They've just bought Wirtz, they've just bought Isaac, they've just bought Ekitike, Frimpong, Kirkes, Virgil and Salah signed new deals. I'll have a bit of that. I'll go to Liverpool, defending Premier League champions. I'll have a bit of that. That was in the summer. It's now January the 16th, and he's looked at Liverpool in fourth place, 9 points behind Aston Villa, 15 points behind Arsenal, looking at it and go, I don't know if I want that anymore. I don't know if I want that now. But I could go to Man City and play for Pep Guardiola. Simple as that. Be out, Josh, man. Appreciate you. Oh, my God. What's this? But, Jane, we overpaid for Isaac and Wirtz. We could have had signed Eze, Semenyo, Walter Mayday. I'd only have Semenyo. I wouldn't have the other two. Eze, as you can see at Arsenal's not great, and Walter Mayday, no thank you very much. Wirtz is doing bits now. Wirtz is going to be quality, man. I am not. And Isaac, look, the thing with Isaac, that we're doing the reactionary stuff now with Isaac, yeah? We can't pretend that Isaac weren't a high-level striker. We can't pretend that Isaac wasn't a high-level striker before we bought him. We're just doing the reactionary thing now where Isaac's not performed well so far this season and broke his ankle and he's out. But before that, Isaac was a tremendous striker. Let's not do this whole reaction thing. And no one knew who Walter Mayday was. And Walter Mayday is just an okay centre-forward. The Semenyo one I agree with, because I wanted Semenyo. I think Semenyo's a baller. I've said that for ages. But people watch people like Barcola for 4 games in their career and they go, oh, Barcola's far better than Semenyo. And it's like, is he? Really? Like, is there proof in that? I think the problem is we look at people. I think a lot of the problem is sometimes we look at players that play for smaller teams and don't think they could be better than what we got, or they're not actually that good. Because Mark Guehi plays for Crystal Palace. Everyone keeps telling me the Crocs or whatever his name is that plays alongside him is better than Mark Guehi and stuff like that. The fact is that, and before that, Anderson was better than Mark Guehi, but Mark Guehi is the one who makes everything tick and makes everything work. Liverpool got to be very careful. Because here's the thing, and this is the thing that's annoying me the most. It's not just not getting Mark Guehi. When you had him in the summer, Mark Guehi was wearing Liverpool gear to do a medical. Here's the thing that irritates me the most, and this is where the club are not acting properly. I don't know what the club are going to do. Look, if the club do their business in the summer and have a great summer, I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it, and we can look back at this and go, right, it is what it is at the time. If Liverpool in the summer go and buy 3 quality centre-backs, all right, then it shuts us all up. It shuts us all up. If they go and buy 3 quality centre-backs in the summer, we're all good. Well, I'm good anyway. I'm not going to moan about it too much. I know a lot of people are putting the situation between us this summer, this January, and the January when we lost all our centre-backs. I don't think it's the same. Firstly, we have Konate and Virgil perfectly fit and healthy. And when we lost all our centre-backs last time, we were actually top of the Premier League. And we fell away because we didn't have no centre-backs. So it's a completely different scenario. This time around, Konate and Virgil are both fit and healthy and play every week. Joe Gomez is still available. So it's not the same whatsoever. But what's irritating to me is that Liverpool need 3 centre-backs. We need 3 centre-backs because Virgil's 34 years of age and starting to look like a 34-year-old. Konate might leave this season, at the end of this season, and Joe Gomez might leave in the summer as well. If you're losing Joe Gomez, you're losing Konate in one summer, and then Virgil's going to leave at the end of the next summer, you need defenders in the door. The thing that irritates me about Liverpool is that we're not proactive enough. We're not thinking ahead of the curve enough. We're not thinking 1 year ahead. Liverpool should be thinking 1 year ahead all the time for certain positions. You know, they're not stupid people. They're intelligent people that run our football club. And they know Virgil's 34 and he's got 18 months left in his deal. And after that, he's done. He's probably going to go to America or retire. You've got Konate, who apparently doesn't want to sign a new contract. So he's got 4 months left of his deal. And then he's going to leave. And so that's another player. Joe Gomez, Liverpool been wanting to get rid of Joe Gomez forever now. So they'll probably get rid of him this summer. So that'd be another defender gone. Why aren't we being proactive? Why are we not being proactive, man? I don't get why we're not being proactive at all. Just get centre-backs in. And I've seen people talk about today that maybe Richard Hughes is not getting players in because he is going to sack Arne Slot. All right. And that might be the case, that Arne Slot getting the sack. I actually think he will. I don't think Arne Slot will be Liverpool manager next season. But Richard Hughes doesn't buy players for the manager. He buys them for the club. That's what a sporting director does. They buy in players that will suit the football club, not the manager. That's what they do. So the players they're bringing in are for long-term success. So when they brought Wirtz in and Isak in, Wirtz and Isak will give a longer contracts than the manager. Slot was given a shorter contract than the players that we bought. If you see what I mean here. Because them players are bought for the mind of they're going to be here for 6-7 years. In that time, we could have 2 or 3 different managers. Slot was given a 3-year contract. Isak was given a 5-year deal. So Isak's contract, so Isak should be here longer than the manager. So the players they're buying are for the football team and not the manager. That's what they're here for. That's what they're here for, man. Exactly. Like Josh says here, he has less than 18 months left on his contract. And the new signings we got have got like 5 years on their deal. So I don't think we're not buying players this January because Slot's getting the sack. I don't think it's got anything to do with that. I literally don't. They're not buying players for the manager, buying players for the club, for Liverpool, whoever's the manager. Remember, Richard Hughes bought all these players because he believed Arne Slot was at a high level to manage this club. He thought he was at a high level coaching-wise, that the players he would buy would work for Liverpool under Arne Slot because he believed in Arne Slot, his ability as a coach. Now, Arne Slot's ability as a coach has gone downhill this season. Yeah, we're going to get to Arne Slot in a minute because what Arne Slot said about Calvin Ramsay today was disgusting, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But in not buying players you're buying players for the club. That's what we're doing. So not buying players this January has nothing to do with Arne Slot, guys. It literally has nothing to do with him, man. Has nothing to do with him, man. Jamie, LFC thought Slot would be here for 5 years at least, or why didn't they give him a 5-year contract? If they thought that, they would have given him a 5-year deal, man. It's not. You know, this is the way it works when you got a sporting director and a head coach. He's not a manager. He's a head coach. You have to ask the question now, guys. Does a sporting director and a head coach actually work at football in the top end of the game? Because a manager is the one who runs everything. They run absolutely everything. A head coach is a yes man to the sporting director. They're there just to coach the squad, coach the team. They get whatever players the sporting director gets. If the sporting director likes a player, he buys that player and expects the head coach to use that player. Be up, Jamrock. Yeah, Klopp's initial contract was for 3 years. We forget. Yeah, that is true. But again, he was a manager, not a player coach. He was not a manager. He was a manager, not a coach. We buy players for Liverpool, not the manager in charge, because he's not a manager. He's a coach. This is the same problem with Man United, and it's the same problem with Chelsea. Look at Man United and Chelsea. The manager, the coach, do not have any say on players coming into the football club. So again, I ask everyone, do we believe a coach and a sporting director work in today's football? Or do you rather a manager who runs everything? Like a manager runs his team, his way, the players he wants to buy, the players he wants to sell. Or do you have a sporting director and you go to the sporting director, go, I'm going to buy the players, we're going to buy and sell the players, and you'll go coach the team. Again, it's got nothing to do with Liverpool not buying this January because of Arne Slot. Because that's ridiculous. Also, it's guys, think about it as well. It'd be stupid. Yeah? Liverpool needed to get into the top 4 of the Champions League. They're not going to win anything this year, but they need to get in Champions League football next year, yeah? Like, if the manager, like, it's just crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. I'm starting to wonder now if this coach and sporting director thing works. No, they're not Lakers. They're not at all, my friend. I've just read about it. They're not at all. The sporting director buys the players. It don't matter who's here. So if Slot wasn't our manager, do people think Isaac and Wirtz will still come to Liverpool? If Wirtz wasn't our manager, do we still get Isaac and Wirtz? The answer is yes. For anyone who wants to know, that's the answer. Doesn't matter who's manager. Lakers could be the manager of Liverpool tomorrow, yeah? They would have still bought Isaac and Wirtz. Yeah, because they're the ones buying the players. Yeah, Wirtz said in Slot was a big factor because he spoke to his coach that he's going to play under. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't buy him. The sport, like, guys, do we know how this works yet? Are we still believing that the Slot buys the players? Who buys the players for Liverpool Football Club, guys? Give me the name in the chat. Who buys the players for Liverpool Football Club? Put the name in the chat. Who buys the players? Because if it's Slot's buying the players, guys, then none of you should want Richard Hughes out. No one should want Richard Hughes sacked because it's not Richard Hughes' issue then, is it? Who buys the players? There's no transfer committee anymore. It's just Richard Hughes. Who buys the players? Who buys the players? Who buys the players, guys? Richard Hughes, yeah? Michael Edwards is not anything to do with transfers. Who buys the players? Guys, in the summer, we changed the way we are as a football team, man. We changed the way we are as a football team. We changed our whole business philosophy. Michael Edwards is the CEO, I believe, or something like that, of FSG, not Liverpool Football Club. Richard Hughes works for Liverpool. Michael Edwards works for FSG. Michael Edwards' job, guys, remember, Michael Edwards' job when he came to Liverpool was to find another team around the world as a second side for FSG to own. That was Michael Edwards' job when he came to Liverpool. He oversees Liverpool working for FSG, a bit like is it Mike Graham or whatever his name is, Mike Gordon. Mike Gordon did. Richard Hughes is the sporting director. Richard Hughes buys and sells all the players and gives the contracts. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, there's a committee because obviously Hughes has got scouts like every team has, Bizzle. Every team, but it's not like the committee that it used to be, if that makes sense. It's not like that now. It's a little bit different. Yeah. So Richard Hughes is the sporting director. Then he has his scouts and his data team, like every football club does, yeah. And then Richard Hughes buys the players. It doesn't matter what the manager, like before, Jurgen Klopp would have a massive say-so because Jurgen Klopp was the manager. That's why Jurgen Klopp fell out with everybody, guys, and everyone left our football club because Jurgen Klopp had all the power as the manager. That's what Liverpool didn't want this time around. Big up, Jammer. How do you think committee works, Jamie? That's what I've just explained. That it's just people don't understand the way we work. It's crazy. Slot is head coach, not manager, guys. Richard Hughes is sporting director. Michael Edwards works for FSG. Richard Hughes then has his scouting team. Richard Hughes and his scouting team look at players and buys them players. It doesn't matter who the manager is because they're a head coach. This is what I'm trying to say. How's this so hard to work out, guys? Guys, literally, how's it so hard to work out? How's it so hard to work out? It doesn't matter who the manager is. Be it Irish Weasel. You know, there's right, let me put this in the chat. I'll ask you guys in the chat this then, yeah? Do you believe Liverpool would have bought Isaac? It does, Lakers. It actually does mean that. Do you guys believe Liverpool would have bought all these players no matter who the manager is? Do you know the players we bought in the summer? Would they have come to Liverpool still, even if it was a different manager? So, say I was in charge, would they have still bought Isaac? And yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Because that is the job of the sporting director. Exactly, Luca. We're not getting Verts for a coach that don't even play him in a system in a 10. Exactly. He was bought. It doesn't matter who's in charge. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. This is what I'm trying to explain to everyone. That's why it doesn't matter. That's why I'm asking, does this work? Would everyone just rather a manager over a sporting director again? Like, would everyone just rather have a manager who took control and wanted the players he wanted with the authority that he had? Or would you rather go down this sporting director, head coach role? Let me know in the chat, guys, in the chat, let me know. Just put coach or manager in the chat. What one would you prefer? What one would you prefer, coach or manager? Yeah, Daryl. Let me know what ones you would prefer, because I'm starting to wonder if that is the issue. Would everyone prefer this manager or this sporting director player in this coach him? Because it's not working at Man United. It's not working at Chelsea. A lot of you saying manager, some saying coach. I'll give you another one. At Chelsea, Does any coach at Chelsea have any say on transfers? Do they have any say on transfers? No, I'm not. I don't think I've even lost weight, Daryl, but big up to you, man. Do they have any say on transfers? Nope. Doesn't matter who's in charge of that football club, does it? They still buy players. They still buy footballers. Same with Man United, same with Liverpool. I would rather have a man. I'm not sure this is going to work, because the reason I say this, guys, it's not me getting on at you guys about this. Yeah? It's the simple fact that this is the issue, right? If Slot wanted Florian Wirtz that badly, and it was all up to Arne Slot to buy Florian Wirtz, and it had nothing to do with Richard Hughes or the scouting team, and it was all Slot, 100% Arne Slot, he would know where to play him straight away, wouldn't he? He would know straight away how to get the best out of him and how to play him, because he's his player. He's the one he's been wanting, because he would know straight away, I know where to play him. I'm going to play him there. I know how to get the best out of him. But he didn't know where to play him and how to get the best out of him, and dropped him for a few games in the season where he didn't even start games because he weren't too sure what to do with him. So he's not. So what I'm trying to say is to Lewis here, Lewis, what I'm trying to say is, do you think Wirtz would have come to Liverpool even if Slot weren't the manager, because Richard Hughes would have bought him anyway? That's what I'm getting at, my friend. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. That is what I'm getting at. I'll ask Jamrock the same thing. Jamrock, do you believe people like Florian Wirtz and Isaac and Ekatika and players like that would have come to Liverpool anyway, even if Slot wasn't the manager? I need to know. Let me know. Bizzle, same with you. Let me know. 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 So they would have come in even without Slot as a manager. Thank you. And that's all I've been saying. Thank you. That's what I'm just trying. Jamrock, so you've been agreeing with me this whole time. So there you go. And that's why I'm saying the transfer, not buying anyone this January, doesn't automatically mean that Slot's going to lose his job. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get to it, guys. That's what I'm trying to get round to. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. What I'm trying to say is that, not buying a player this month doesn't mean that Slot's going to lose his job, because they're buying players anyway, no matter who's the manager in the hot seat. If that makes sense. Does everyone agree with that? Are we all in agreement now? Jamrock, what's your point, my friend? Let me know what your point is, and I'm happy to listen to it, my friend. What is your point on the subject? What is your point on the subject? Let me know, Jamrock, and we can debate about it, my friend. I might have missed what you said in the chat and I didn't see it. So let me know, my friend. Let me know. Big up, Jamrock. There you go, man. Arne Slot still has input in transfers, so they don't buy players without input from him. Yeah, but it's like we've just agreed that they would have probably still bought all these players, even if Slot wasn't the manager. So then players are still coming nevertheless, yeah. So they probably go, look, we're interested in buying Isaac and Kirkes and Frimpong. Are you okay with that? Are you fine with that? Is that the situation you think you could be able to coach them players and getting to a level. And he's probably said, yeah, go for it. That's probably what the discussion is, Jamrock, if that makes sense. I don't think like Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp would have a list of players and he'd argue for the players that he wanted. And sometimes he'd get them, sometimes he wouldn't. And then when he wouldn't, he got more power and people like Edwards and that left. Yeah, we understand the clashes there because he was more powerful. He was the manager. I think with Slot, I don't think Slot's got a list of players that he's given the Richard Hughes, because that's not his job. He can have input where they go, we're buying Ekitike. What do you think about that? Do you think it'll work in your system that you want to play? Have you got room for him in your squad? That would be, I believe, the input that's the input he would go with, if that makes sense. I think that would be the input he would go with. Let me know about that, Jamrock, man. Let me know about that. Yeah, but like we just said, yeah. So me and Jamrock agree. Me and Jamrock agree with that. Yeah. Me and Jamrock agree. And then they'd still buy the player. And that's the issue there, Jamrock. And this is the thing. We can tell that that's not the case, because there is players that Liverpool bought that, like Chiesa, for instance. They bought Chiesa. We know Slot doesn't really want to use Chiesa, right? He bought Rio as well through the first team, things like that. I think there's a case of the thing that Slot might go, no, I'm not quite sure on that. And they go, look, we want him anyway, and we think he can be good. So I think, and that's where I'm getting with the issue of player, coach, I keep saying player, coach, head coach and sporting director. Richard Hughes has more power than Arne Slot. Yeah. I think we can agree with that, Jamrock. You know, he has more power, don't he? He has more power than Arne. And if he really wants a player, I think Richard Hughes is probably go. I mean, who knows? Fuck no. If that's the way it's meant to work, then that's the way it's meant to work. The only way it doesn't work, if they've changed it, right? If they've changed it behind the scenes. And I think this is where a lot of Liverpool fans are confused, and I'm confused. And a lot of us are confused about things here. So Slot should just play his profiles he wants in. That's input. Yeah, it could do. So he wanted to play a profile like Verts, but doesn't know how to use him. Would you argue that's a bit worrying, Jamrock? I'm not disagreeing with you there, Jamrock, but if Slot suggests the profiles he wants and he gets a player like the profile he gets in, Ekitike's and Verts' world, and he still doesn't know how to use him, then is that a major issue? And that's why I keep saying, are they listening to his input? Are they? Because this is a great comment, Jamrock says. Are they listening to Slot's input? Because if Slot really wanted someone like Florian Wirtz, and he doesn't, and it's taken him till this long now to know what to do with him and how to use him properly. And how to, he got Kirkes. Let's go. I'll tell you the bit. Forget Wirtz. The best ones are Frimpong and Kirkes. Yeah. Best ones are Frimpong and Kirkes. Who bought Kirkes? This is the best one. This is a way to go. This is the one to do. Kirkes is the one to do out of all the players we bought this summer, yeah? If Slot wanted a particular kind of player to play a particular kind of way and a particular profile, he plays Kirkes as an inverted left back. That's not what Kirkes is good at. So did Richard Hughes buy Kirkes no matter what Slot said he wanted and just ignored him and just bought Kirkes anyway and then wants Slot to play him the way he thinks he should be played? That's a great one. That's the best one, guys. That's the best one to ask. That's the best one to ask there. I think that's a good one to use, ain't it? That's a good one to use. That's a good one to use. Big up Ben says Slot had a free hit last year with no pressure. He certainly did. And there was no pressure on Slot last year, and then the pressure's hit him to now, and it's starting to affect him. There's no doubt about it. This is what, guys. I'm just asking the questions and trying to get the answers here, and I don't know if any of us know the answers, guys. This is the problem. We're all a bit confused by the situation, how we're run as a football club right now. Does Slot have say in transfers? Does he not have say in transfers? Is the sporting director and Richard Hughes the one who has all the say? Is he the one that has all the say? Does he put in any input, and does Richard Hughes listen to that input? Again, I used the Kirkes one. We needed a new left back. We went and bought Kirkes, who's an up and down left back, uses the wide areas, very attack minded. Slot brought him in, put him at left back, and made him start build up from left back. In what profile have we ever seen Kirkes start build up from an inverted position as a left back? So for that transfer, did Richard Hughes just buy him, or did Slot have input? This is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand myself. All these decisions Slot has made is from panic. What in the season, Jamrock? In the season. Yeah, I hear you, man. No, that's what I'm trying to say. So you got the Kirkes situation, you got the Frimpong situation. We have Trent as our right back for all these years, who's like this playmaker from right back. I know you can't get a lot of right backs that are like Trent, but why didn't we look at defenders that have got very good ball playing abilities if we wanted someone to play in the ilk that Slot wants to play? Slot wants his fullbacks to start the play, yeah? Build up play starts from our fullbacks, yeah? So if Slot wants to play build up play from our fullbacks, why did we buy defenders who are ball playing defenders that can start build up play from the fullback area? Why didn't we do that? Why did we go and buy Frimpong and Kirkes, who are complete opposites to that? If Slot has a lot of say, either Slot's lying, which could be a big case. Either Slot's lying, or Slot has no say on transfers. What do we think, guys? Because this is a good argument. I love this debate, guys. Big up everyone in the chat. It's an emotional debate. I get it. We're all getting a bit angry at each other, and I do apologise for getting angry at you guys. It's all love. But I'm trying to work this out. And Kickers is saying, yeah, big up Kickers, man. So Kickers is saying here, Kickers, are you saying Richard Hughes wants us to play with attacking fullbacks, like the old way we used to play? Two fullbacks going high up the pitch, taking players on, crossing the ball lots into the box, stuff like that. But Slot wants to play a different way. Again, so did Slot buy them players, or did the sporting director buy them players? You know what I'm saying? There's only one Trent in the world that played at Liverpool. All other teams don't have the Trent. Build up from the back without. Were able to build up from the back without Trent. Would you say, though, Jamrock, that Frimpong and Kirkes' strengths are build-up play from the back? This is what I'm asking. Or should we have gone and bought better defenders? Should we have gone and bought better defenders that can build up from the back better than Kirkes and Frimpong? That's what I'm asking, man. Lakers, yet again, I'm asking the question. No one's answered me this yet. So you and Thingy are sort of taking the piss out of me a little bit. I get it, but let's talk about this, yeah? Let's have a proper adult conversation here about taking the piss out of me. If Slot had the say on transfers, right, to play in his profile, then there's two things that are wrong here. Slot either lied about the system he wants to play with Richard Hughes, or Slot doesn't have the same transfers that we all think he does. Because we play build-up play from at the back with our fullbacks. We know this. We've all watched the game, yeah? We've all watched that Liverpool this season. The build-up play starts from the back with our fullbacks, and Kirkes, from the start of the season, has been inverting. We all moan about it every week. We've all been moaning about why does Kirkes invert? Why does he start build-up play when he can't pass? So if that's the way Slot wanted to play, why did he buy two fullbacks that can't play that way if he has say in the transfers? Either he lied to Richard Hughes about playing attacking football and having he wanted full. If Slot went to Richard Hughes, if Slot went to Richard Hughes, if Slot went to Richard Hughes and said, I want to play attacking football. I want to get the two best fullbacks available that can bomb forward up the pitch, put in loads of crosses, great ball carriers, dribblers, and keep the width. I want to play my fullbacks nice and wide with lots of pace and energy and enthusiasm. Yeah. If he wanted that to Richard Hughes and Richard Williams, I've got the two best centre. I've got two very good fullbacks that can do that. Frimpong and Kirkes. The Slot went, yes, go and do it. That's cool. Yeah, and then when he got them, he decided to play a different way. Then that's on the coach. Yeah, then that's on the coach. That's cool. That's what I'm asking, man. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Again, Lakers, you still not answered the question. I'm waiting for the answers. No one's asking the question. We're just going around things. Like Jamrock's talking about players that we never signed in midfield that's got nothing to do with anything. Like, answer the question, guys. Answer the question. Big up, my friend, Mr. Perfect. Big up, man. Yeah, you did, man. You did. Big up to you, man. You got it bang on to be absolutely fair to you. You're spot on, James. I'm just trying to get answers, man. I'm trying to get answers off people, and they're not answering me. Big up, Josh, man. Big up to you. He's answering me. What the hell am I talking about? What am I talking about? Jamrock, you've not answered me. Again, I'm asking the sporting director question. Because you're saying Slot has a lot of input in these transfers. So I'm asking, did Slot lie to Richard Hughes about the way he wanted to play, and Richard Hughes went and bought him the attacking fullbacks that he said he wanted to play with? Or did Richard Hughes just buy the fullbacks for the coach, and Slot's just got two fullbacks that don't really suit his system? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. So I'm trying to work out, is the sporting director coach thing go to work? You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to work out here. Everyone's saying Slot lied. And if Slot lied, then I can't blame Richard Hughes. You know what I mean? I'm just asking. I just want answers, man. I just don't want to go around the thing on it. Just give me a. Just need an answer. Liverpool's transfer strategy is led by Hughes, Michael Edwards, and Chief Executive. So So Liverpool's transfers are just dealt with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, like we were saying. Big up, Sean, man. That's all I'm asking, man. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of who buys the players for Liverpool, man. And who has input. I gave you an answer, pattern how Slot wants to play. Yeah, them players don't play for us, Jamrock, right? So that's not an answer. Them players don't play for us. And we don't use our midfield, Jamrock. So we don't build up from our midfield now. We build up from our fullbacks. So, again, I'll ask the question again. Are Kirkes and Frimpong in the right players for Slot to have to do build-up play from our fullback area? Because we don't use our midfield to do build-up play. We haven't this season. That's what I'm asking. Zubimendi was in his first season, yeah? So that's what I'm just... Guys, I'm literally just asking the question. I'm just trying to get to the end of this, man. Jamrock, you're still not... You're tapping out on a... You've not... Jamrock, all you had to do is answer me, my friend. That's all you had to do is answer me. I'll ask you one more time before you tap out, yeah? Did Frimpong... if Slot has input in the transfers... Did he lie to Richard Hughes saying he wants to play attacking football with fullbacks? So he went and got Kirkes and Frimpong, who are two excellent fullbacks at attacking. Did he lie to Richard Hughes? Because we don't play like that. We don't play like that. We play build-up play. Our left-back in Kirkes inverts into midfield and goes narrow to do build-up play. And he's never done that in his life. So I'm asking the question, did Richard Hughes buy him anyway and ignore Slot, which is a problem? So I'm agreeing with you there. That's a major issue. If Richard Hughes is just buying players and it doesn't suit the way the manager wants to play, that's a massive issue. That's a problem, ain't it? And we should talk about it. Or did Slot lie to Richard Hughes and say, I'm going to play this way, please get me them two attacking centre-back, two attacking fullbacks, but then play a different way entirely? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking. It's just a question, guys. Just a question. It's all good, though. Much love to Jamrock. I love Jamrock. Jamrock's been here since the beginning, man. I've known Jamrock for years. I love Jamrock. I love Lakers as well. Lakers is a good friend, man. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get answers, man. That's all. I'm at a point now where I wanted Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards to be the sporting directors last season. I was happy about it because I thought they're all going to be in it together. Yeah, there was going to be a well-oiled machine, get players to fit on a Slot system, whatever that system is, fit the system and play good, attractive, attacking football. That's what Liverpool want to play. Good, attractive, attacking football with the players. And I thought it'd be a well-oiled system, yeah? This year, and now I'm trying to work it out, guys. This is me, personally, sitting here right now, talking to you guys, trying to work this out. And I use Kirkes and Frimpong as an example because I think it's a good example to use in this situation because, you know, Slot doesn't use the midfield to build up play with. He uses the fullbacks to build up play with. We know that. We've watched it, yeah? We watched Liverpool play. We moan about not having no build up in our midfield. We moan about not having a midfielder all this season, and we're using our fullbacks to build up from, yeah? Kirkes is an inverted left back for Liverpool. How much have we moaned about this season? A lot. We all keep saying, can you play Kirkes like he played at Bournemouth, the profile of what he was? That's what we've all been moaning and desperate for him to do. Frimpong even inverts at times. Conor Bradley inverts. So it looks like he wants to build up from fullback areas. So my question was, does it matter who the coach is? And is the sporting director and Richard Hughes just buying players anyway and expecting the coach to work with them players? Or does Slot have a bit of input, like everyone says, and he go and spoke to Richard Hughes about it? And then Richard Hughes got the players he wanted? Or did Slot just out and out lie? And go, I want to play attacking fullbacks. Give me attacking fullbacks. Richard Hughes got him attacking fullbacks and then plays his fullbacks inverted with slow build-up play. So someone's lying. Do you know what I mean? This is the thing. I want to know where we stand. I want to know where we stand on this situation because I want to know as a football club, guys, if we should keep it like this. Personally, think Liverpool want it's Van der Ven. Don't know why they wouldn't pay for Guehi otherwise. Plus, Van der Ven got the Netherlands connection. Liverpool liked Van der Ven for a while, I believe. So it is an interesting one. A coach will never say, I did not approve the player coming in. Of course they wouldn't. Of course they wouldn't. Slot has said that they talk to each other about players, etc. daily, but I think Slot just has lied and got the job because of it. Peter, I'm with you on this because it don't make sense, does it? So if Slot was happy to buy Kirkes and Frimpong as his fullbacks, knowing their strengths are attacking fullbacks, you wouldn't start the season having them do build-up play as fullbacks when they can't pass the ball. You'd go and profile players in them fullback positions that can pass the ball. And Liverpool might be better this season if that's the case. If Slot wanted to do build-up play from his fullback areas and build up from the back like we do and invert a fullback, then maybe we should have bought defenders that fit that profile better, yeah? Or is that crazy of me to think that? So this is what I'm saying, is Slot just lied to Richard Hughes. And that's why Richard Hughes might be pissed now. That's why Mark Slot might get the sack, because Richard Hughes thought, we'll go play this attacking football with fullbacks, bombing forward, wide, you know, just getting forward like Robbo and that did in the day, just overlapping their wingers, getting crosses in, pressing them high up the pitch. That's not what we did, is it? That's why I'm asking this very important question. Slot doesn't have a spine, Jamie. I believe that Van der Ven is a lot better than Mark Guehi. Interesting. Be up, Sean. It's pure man shape, and that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I'm just asking the question, Sean, because surely as a Liverpool fans, we want to know what's happening with our club and who is in charge of what and how things are going to work. Because, again, if Slot really wanted Florian Wirtz and it was all Slot's idea, Arne Slot would have an idea how to play out Florian Wirtz straight away, wouldn't he? I'm in the assumption, maybe I'm the minority here, yeah? Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe it's just me and you guys in the chat are correct about this and I'm in the dark about it all, yeah? But in my opinion, my honest opinion, yeah, I think players like Ekatike, Kirkhead, Frimpong, Wirtz and Isaac would have come to Liverpool anyway, no matter who's the coach. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's my opinion. I think them players, no matter who was the head coach, would have still come to Liverpool under the regime that we are now, with the way the club is moving now. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in it. I'm trying to understand the situation. You know what I mean? I'm trying to gauge where we're at. I said earlier, I disagree with you because you would need to know the direction of the club. And this is what I'm asking, Bizzle. What is the direction of the club? This is exactly what I'm asking. Is the direction of a club a player, I keep saying player coach, a head coach and a sporting director, and the sporting director and his team are the ones who buys the player no matter what who the player coach is? I keep saying player coach, head coaches. Whoever the head coach is, it don't matter because their job is not the business side of football. They buy the players and the coach has to use them to the best of his abilities. That's what I'm trying to work out, Bizzle. You know, that's what I'm trying to work out. I mean, what coach is going to say no to Florian Wirtz? There's another thing as well. Be up, Becky, in the chat. This is another thing as well. Whoever's head coach is saying yes to Florian Wirtz, more unlikely, yeah, because he's a super player. So they're not going to say no to him at the end of the day. So he's going to come anyway. They're probably not going to say no to Isaac. We got no strikers, obviously. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota. He passed away. Darwin Núñez wasn't wanted by Arne Slot because he hardly played him. So we needed a striker. Alexander Isak, Liverpool wanted him. It's not really going to say no to Alexander Isak. Yeah. This is the questions we're all trying to figure out in the chat as well, I believe. Yeah, I agree, Bizzle. I totally agree. Totally agree. I'm confused. I'm very, very confused by the situation. I can be confused a lot this season about it, to be fair. You know, the way we play, the style of football we play with, and the system we play with the players we got makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, Tone. No, I agree, man. And this is the problem. Jamie Edwards wanted more power after the Klopp situation before he came back. Could you see Edwards telling Pep your job is just to coach? No, not at all. And Tony, that's the issue. This is what I'm trying to say. In my opinion, Tony, I don't know if you agree with this or not, mate, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter this summer, it wouldn't have mattered who was our head coach. I think we would have bought Wirtz, Ekatike, Isaac, Frimpong, and Kirkez anyway. I don't know if you think that, Tone, but that's how I feel about it. You sort of don't really like, you know, because Slot's a yes man in this situation. You know, Slot in this situation, unfortunately for a player coach, they're a yes man. Look at Chelsea. Look at all the head coaches at Chelsea. They're just yes men because they've got no power in the transfers over there. They just buy whoever they want. Man United, the same. They buy whoever they want, and the coach has to deal with it and make the team better. And it's sort of similar with Liverpool right now. You know, I just... Yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hold my hands up. You know, I hold my hands up. You know, if I'm wrong on this, yeah. If I'm wrong on this, then I'm wrong on this. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that. I'd hold my hands up and apologise to Jamrock and Lakers, my buddies. Big up Thunder Road, Jamie. Why do you put your hair in a hat? Why do you put in what? What do you put in your hair to have it flowing like Scott Parker's? Nothing's in my hair, man. It's just my hair's curly. I don't put anything in it, man. It's just curly hair. It's just curly hair, man. I've got quite thick hair. I'm a guy in my 40s with really thick hair, so I've lucked out in life. I've lucked out in life. What can I say? BRB, it's good head of hair, Jamie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Bizzle, you've nailed it on the head, man. And I think that's why we're all confused, Bizzle. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I was trying to tell Jamrock and my man Lakers earlier. Like, this is why I just wanted that. Like, they didn't really answer my question, the question I asked. And we're all confused by it. No one knows who's right and who's wrong here. Like, it just seems a bit weird to me, the situation right now. Look, if Slot's in charge, here's another thing, guys. Here's the other thing, right? My chair is so noisy. Here's the other thing. If Slot is in charge of transfers, yeah, and Slot has more say on transfers than we believe, right, then surely he's got to get the sack because he's making these players look like shit. Big up. My man Ends is in the chat. Ends. So I was asking the question earlier. If Arne Slot wasn't the head coach of Liverpool and it was another head coach, would we have bought all the players we bought this summer anyway? Like Isaacs, like the Vertzes, like the Ekateke's. And a lot of the chat have been going back and forward with me about this because they're saying that Slot has a lot of say in transfers. So I rebutted that by saying, if that's the case, I used Ekatike and Frimpong as an example. And I said, if that's the case, he has a lot of say in it. Why did he buy Ekatike as a left back and misprofile him? Because we do build up play with Ekatike who inverts, totally misses out our midfield. We build up with Ekatike as a fullback. Kirkez as a fullback, not Ekatike. Kirkez as a fullback. We build up with Kirkez at left back as a fullback. When Kirkez and Frimpong's best attributes are attacking fullbacks. They're not really passers of the ball. They're not great build-up players. So we're trying to work out, does it actually matter who's the player manager and Richard Hughes just buys the players anyway? Or did Slot just lie to Richard Hughes and go, yeah, I'll play attacking football. I want attacking fullbacks to play attacking football. Richard Hughes went and bought him them players that are attacking fullbacks. And then Arne Slot at the beginning of the season, he said, you know what, I don't want to play that now. I want to invert my fullbacks and do build-up play from the back. So either Slot lied or Richard Hughes just buys the players anyway, and it doesn't matter who's it doesn't matter who's head coach. Let's put it that way. And this is what I'm saying, Ends. To be fair, both sides could be right because any manager could use them, lol. This is what I'm saying, Ends. So does it matter who's the coach at Liverpool? And then Ends, do you think we would have bought them players no matter who was the head coach at Liverpool this summer? And that's what we're trying to get to. That's what we're trying to get at. Are these players... Ends, here's another question, actually. Are these players bought for Arne Slot or are they bought for Liverpool? Are these players bought for Arne Slot or are they bought for Liverpool? Do they just, are they, this is we're trying to understand the situation of Liverpool, Ends. Like, where are Liverpool at? Who's in charge? Who does what? Is Slot in charge? Does Slot have more say in transfers than we think? Or is he just a yes man who has to deal with, like Chelsea and Man United, who buy any players and the coach is there to get the best out of them players and play them into the best system they can? Yeah, exactly. That's what I said as well, Ends. Like, no one's going to say no to these players. Exactly. Big up, Ends, man. That's what I was saying. No one's going to say no to these players. Like, if they have input Slot with if Richard Hughes gone to Slot and went, you want that? We're thinking of buying Florian Wirtz. we're really interested in. We're thinking he'll do good for us. Slot's not going to turn around and go, I don't want Florian Wirtz. You know what I mean? Of course, he's going to say yes to Florian Wirtz. So yeah, it's. I'm just wondering, Enz, what would you prefer, man? I'll ask Enz why he's here. Enz, would you prefer a head coach and a sporting director, where the sporting director buys the players and the head coach has basically got to coach them and get on with it, or would you rather have a manager who's in charge of everything? You know, the manager wants to do everything in his image, get the players in his image, the team in his image, the profile players in his image, you know, all that sort of thing. Or would you like this sporting director, head coach scenario? Big up. The coach approach is pretty clear. As soon as they're brought in Edwards and Hughes, they decide the players, and Slotter's hired as coach, and it has to make it work. That's what I think, Terrell. That's where I'm at on this. That's why I keep saying I don't think it mattered if Slot was in charge this summer. Slot Defo said he has a say in transfers. He just doesn't know how to use them. I think he pointed both bro can't do anything. Yeah, does that mean then he lied to? And here you go, Ends. This is what we're trying to work out here then. So if Slot had a particular way he wanted to play this season from building out from the back, yeah? Building out from the back, right? As we know, that's how we play. Would you have profiled two completely different fullbacks to play that way? Would you have gone and looked for a fullback that can invert and is a ball playing fullback more than Kirkes, for example? Or did Slot lie to Richard Hughes and said he was going to play a totally different way? Did Slot say to Richard Hughes in the summer, we want to play front-footed attacking football, using the fullbacks. I want attack-minded fullbacks to keep the width. I want my fullbacks to play really wide because I'm going to play my wingers more narrow. So I need my fullbacks really wide, attack-minded, young, aggressive, got stamina for days, can go up and down the pitch for 90 minutes. I need them two fullbacks. And then lied to him and then started the season playing a totally different way. Yeah, big up Ends. I agree, man. I agree. And this is where I'm at. So I don't know who to blame, Ends. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I don't know who to blame because if Slot wanted to play build-up play from the back using fullbacks that are good on the ball, and then Richard Hughes went and just bought in Frimpong and Kirkes, then I sort of have to blame Richard Hughes a little bit because he's not listening to his head coach. His head coach said, I want to play this way. This is the way I've designed, and I really want to play this coming season, and I need players for that reason. So I need a left back who can invert comfortably, is comfortable on the ball, and can build out from the back nicely. Same on the right-hand side, so I can interchange. If he told Richard Hughes that in his meetings, and Richard Hughes went, all right, I'll get onto that. We'll look in the database, we'll look at all the numbers and that, and then went and bought Kirkheads and Frimpong, who are totally opposite of doing that, then I actually blame Richard Hughes more than I blame Arne Slot. Do you know what I mean? Then I blame that way. It might be stupid, Mike, and I agree. Exactly, Ends. That's what I'm saying. Slot plays like he wanted inverted fullback, so the fullbacks were brought makes no sense. Exactly. This is why I'm trying to get to, Ends. So who is Richard Hughes the one to blame for this then? Because it sounds like what I'm trying to get at is Richard Hughes just buying players anyway, and it doesn't matter what his head coach says, because his head coach has got, yeah. It's interesting, ain't it? Big up, Mike. Jane, the fact we're having a 2-hour debate on what on who's to blame leads to one place. FSG, correct me if I'm wrong. No, look, if FSG decided the way they want to go about it now at Liverpool is have a sporting director. Is it a chief operating officer in Michael Edwards, a sporting director, and a scouting department? They buy and sell the players, and then they wanted a head coach. So yeah, it goes a bit back and forwards. Slot wanted to build up a ball from a DM like Zuberman and Nevers, and we never got any of these profiles, so we had to pivot. Jamrock, you are probably right about that, yeah. So I'll throw back one at you, Jamrock, yeah. I'll throw one back at you, right? If he wanted to play like that this season, right, and I think you are right there, okay, but if he wanted to play like that this season, and if Slot has a lot of power in the transfer department, why didn't he tell Richard Hughes, I need a midfielder that can build up play for me in that middle of the pitch? I need that kind of player. I need that kind of player to play the way I want to play, because I can't do it with Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. I need that kind of Zubimendi, Neves kind of profile out there. Find me that profile. And then if that profile weren't around in midfield, which might not have been, which is a fair answer, then do it with the fullbacks. So Slot's like, maybe that was the answer, Joan Rock. There was no midfielder of that profile, so they went to Slot, decided I'll do it from my fullback area. I'll do it from the defensive area. But then you've got to buy fullbacks that are good at that, not Kirkes and Frimpong. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Ends is just saying what I said as well. And that's why we're getting at Jamrock. So who's actually in charge of transfers at our football club? Are they listening to Arne Slot? Because if I'm Arne Slot, I'd put them under the bus. Arne Slot's job's at stake here. If I'm Arne Slot, I'll be talking about, like, I'll be going mad. I'll be going, look, I wanted this profile player in the summer, but I'm not in charge of transfers at this football club, and I didn't get that profile player. So I'm finding this difficult. I have to change the way we have to play. It's interesting, ain't it? Interesting, man. It's interesting, guys. I'll be, look, I'm going to admit it right now to you guys. I'd feel if I'm a Slot, yeah, Walton's that profile, Frankie's that profile, and at ends, if we get Walton this summer, then Slot's got in the midfielder that he wanted, but it's just a year late, ain't it? So this is where I'm going to I'll give Slot a benefit of the doubt. Let me give Slot the benefit of the doubt a little bit here. If Arne Slot actually went to Richard Hughes in the summer and said, like what Jamrock's just said, because he made a good point there about the midfielder situation. I need a midfielder of that profile that I can build up play with, yeah? And Richard Hughes didn't give him that player and went totally down a different route and got another, this so-and-so, like, got Kirkes and, you know, all these sort of players, then do you have to give a little benefit of the doubt to Arne Slot because he actually didn't get the players that he fits his profile? Because Kirkes don't fit his profile. You know, Kirkes don't fit his profile as a left back. Frimpong don't fit his profile as a left back. Because everyone knows, if they watch Slot's career, he likes inverting fullbacks. He likes to play with inverting fullbacks. So if Slot didn't get the players he wanted, and he's, you know, and he's got this way of playing, he wants to play this way and this style, and he's having to use the players that he's now been given by the sporting director, then you give a bit of benefit of that to Arne Slot and put a little bit of blame on Richard Hughes. What do you say about that in the chat, guys? Big up Josh in the chat, man. We're trying to work. He who dares, my man. Big up to you. We're trying to work things out over here, man. So Hughes was brought in to buy and sell players. Is it what you're saying, or is it just sell players? Are you, Des? Are you saying Hughes was brought in just to sell or buy? Do you mean buy and sell? Let me know, my friend. Let me know. Yeah, I might be with you a little bit, JJ. Oh, you think Richard Hughes was just brought in to sell? Who does the buying in? Okay, this is interesting. Who dares? Who does the transfer? Who does the buying then, in your opinion? Who does the buying? And you're saying, so I'm with you now. This is interesting. Big up, my man. So you're saying, in your opinion, you think Richard Hughes does the selling, Edwards does the buying. Interesting. Anyone else think that? Or do they just think Richard Hughes is the man doing everything? Because there's a lot of blame. The reason I'm talking like this today is because there's a lot of blame at the moment going on. Jamie is a fake Liverpool fan. Who's this? Jamie. Look at, he's using Mike Dazz's picture as well. That's crazy. He's using Mike Dazz's picture. Jamie is a fake Liverpool fan. Been supporting Liverpool since 1989, but okay. I'm 44 years old, my friend. I've been supporting Liverpool since 89. So, yeah, so fake, man. Jammer, I sort of agree with you in them players as well. I don't think they rate Stiller like that, and Wharton didn't have enough games under his belt after the season. I agree with you, Jamrock, as well. I don't think they rate Stiller either. This is where me and Jamrock do agree in now, yeah. Much love to Jamrock. Jamrock held in there. Big up Jamrock. And that's what, and this is where, Jamrock, this is where I'm coming to, man. So do you feel sorry? Do you feel a little bit, do you give Slot a bit of the benefit of that then, that the sporting director never got him the players that suited his style more? Because certain players in midfield weren't available. So Slot had to decided to use the fullback approach, of the inverted fullback approach, to do build-up play and build up from there. So did Richard Hughes actually get the players wrong for him and profiled the wrong players for Arne Slot to play that way? And do you give him a little bit of a big up Sam Max Legend? Do you give Slot a bit of the benefit of that there then? Name 5 players before 1990. Phil Thompson, Graham Souness, Kenny Dalglish, Ian Rush, John Aldridge, Steve Nicol, Mike Hooper, Bruce Grobbelaar, Kennedy, Alan Kennedy, Alan Anson. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Steve Highway, Paul Walsh, Steve McMahon, Mulby. I mean, what are we doing now? Ian St. John back in the day, Roger Hunt back in the day, Billy Liddell. Do you know Billy Liddell was so good? It was Liverpool was called Liddlepool for a while by Liverpool fans because he was their number one superstar. Not Billy Liddell. What was his name? Was it Tom Liddell or something like that? Liddell or something? Yeah, he was. Was it Billy Liddell? Might have been Billy Liddell. But yeah, Liverpool fans nicknamed Liverpool Liddlepool at the time because he was a superstar. Yeah, I don't like, it's just like, it's just crazy, isn't it? Yeah, Mulvey's a legend and built like a tank. Yeah, Mulvey was never, I would say, in footballing shape. You know? But my God, what a player. What a player he was. What a player. What a player he was, man. Yeah, Mulvey's a legend. LSC Techie's like finished. Yeah, it's been interesting debate. I do apologise if I got angry with you guys in the chat earlier, and big up Lakers as well. I didn't mean to get angry at Lakers and Jamrock. I do apologise for getting angry at you two. Yeah, we got angry in the chat. I don't mean it. I'm just trying to work out. I'm just pissed off with Liverpool right now. Liverpool have made me angry. What can I say, man? Liverpool made me angry. I don't know if I should feel sorry for Slot and blame everything on Richard Hughes, or blame everything on Arne Slot and say Richard Hughes is not the problem. So, yeah, I don't know who's to fucking blame here. You know? Yeah, it's crazy. It's a weird one. Jamie named the entire 1971 squad, otherwise you're a plastic fraud. I was born in 81, man. Oh, man. Jamrock says, and he's right, because I've mentioned this as well. Slot wanted to play more attacking. He did. He did want to play more attacking, and he did that last season as well. So Jamrock is right here, because I've even mentioned this before, like in the Bournemouth game, the opening day of the season, Carragher and Slot had that on-air argument when Slot said, I want to play attacking, exciting football. So this is a good point. And again, so Richard Hughes bought the right fullbacks to play that way, and then Slot changed the way he played. That would be the answer there in Jamrock. Because you are right, Slot wanted to play attacking football. So the fullbacks that Richard Hughes bought him were the right choices then, but then Slot changed the way we played, which then you have to put blame on Arne. Do you know what I mean? Then Arne's the one in trouble. You know, then Arne's the one in trouble. Yeah, you are right, Jamrock. I need to stop doing that. Then yeah, Arne's the one in trouble. You know, because if he's told the owners, I'm going to play more attacking football this season, it makes sense going to buy fullbacks like Kirkhead and Frimpong. Makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Then the sporting director's gone and got two fullbacks he believes are the right players to buy. And then the manager's changed it a little bit and gone, you know what, I don't want to do that no more. I'm going to play this inverted fullback stuff and do slow build up from the back. Just, so then Arne Slot's just got to lose his job, ain't he? It's simple as that. Oh, man. Big out, Slot out, same at Liverpool FC, just finished work and seen the news. I'm raging. Hughes and Slot out now. So Edwards in, Hughes Slot in, big up. Don. It's confusing, Don, ain't it? Don, ain't it confusing, my friend? Ain't it confusing? It's confusing as shit. It's confusing as shit. It is, like, this is where I finish on this, yeah? So if Richard Hughes got all the players, yeah, that Arne Slot actually wanted in the summer, and he's performing the way he's performing, Richard Hughes then should sack Arne Slot because he's not doing the job that he promised he would do under these new players. So then Richard Hughes should sack him, surely. Crazy. And this is a good choice. This is a good point as well. I'm sorry, but if you played the players to their strengths, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yep. Exactly. 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 He who dares win, saying Edwards runs this ship. Well, Edwards is so Edwards. If I'm right on this, guys, I believe Edwards doesn't actually work for Liverpool. He works for FSG, don't he? So Edwards employed Richard Hughes. Am I right there, guys? If I want to make sure I'm right. Edwards employed Richard Hughes to be the sporting director for Liverpool. Yeah. So it's actually Richard Hughes. It's actually Richard Hughes who's actually the. So is it Richard Hughes who's actually the main guy? Really? Big up Thunder Road. Go and hit the like button if you've not done so already, guys. Appreciate everyone here. We had a great discussion as well. Big up everyone in the chat as well. You guys are fantastic. By the way, I don't like doing interim stuff, guys. I've got to say, I don't like doing the interim stuff. I can understand why Liverpool don't like doing the interim stuff as well. If you go to sack a manager, you got to have a manager available to go and buy. When Liverpool were going through their shit, 9 losses in 12 games, the only thing I would say is, and I'd said it at the time, what managers available right now that you can go and get? Alonso was settled at Madrid at the time. Luis Enrique settled at PSG. Glasner and Areola, the Bournemouth and Palace managers, are not for me at the level of Liverpool should be after. You might as well keep Slot if you go employ one of them, if you ask me. So, from an interim basis, I'm not. Nah, I can understand it, but now Alonso's available, it must be an itch they think about itching. It must be. Emily says the fact they haven't backed him means he's gone this summer. Now, if he has another set of losses, he gets sacked immediately. But yeah, Emily, this is the big. It's not Emily, is it? It's Emmy. Emmy, sorry, Emmy. Big up Emmy, sorry. This is the discussion we've been having all day since the start of this video. Does it actually not backing him this January? Does it actually mean that he's going to be sacked or not sacked? Because does the head coach have any involvement on players anyway? It's just we don't know. This is the question we're asking. Yeah, interims won't do shit. Maybe some ego adjustment, nothing football. Always agree, Jamie. Exactly. Like last time when we sacked Brendan Rodgers in the October, we employed Jurgen Klopp to be our manager. He weren't an interim choice. We went and got the manager that was available because when we sacked Brendan Rodgers, who was the elite level manager that was available at the time? And it was Jurgen Klopp because he didn't have a club. We don't really go out to any other clubs in the middle of the season and employ their managers, do we? We wait to see what's available. That's why we always have done. Jurgen Klopp was available when Rodgers got the sack because Klopp didn't have a football club at the time. He left Borussia Dortmund and he was on holiday. And right now, Alonso is available. And let's face it, I don't want an interim as much as I want on a slot. Gone, big up Jamrock. Yeah, Jamrock is on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength, Jamrock. Big up, man. Liverpool have clear Schlotterbeck routes, says LFC Bayern. Yeah, hopefully, man. I like Schlotterbeck. All the reports say Edwards is the big knob at Liverpool. Hey, maybe that's why Klopp didn't want to come back. Yeah, that's a massive shout. Look, with Alonso free now, I don't think Slot's going to be Liverpool manager next season. I think the only way Slot gets sacked now this season if he goes for a losing spell again. If he starts losing 3 or 4 in a row again, I think he gets the sack. But I don't think they sack him now till the end of the season. Does everyone think that? Let me know in the chat. Do you think Slot will be gone at the end of the season? Do you think Alonso will be who will be the new manager of Liverpool next season? Alonso or Slot or someone else? Put it in the chat. Who will be the manager of Liverpool next summer? The start of next season, who will be Liverpool manager? Slot, Alonso, or any other manager you can think of, guys, that you might fancy? Jamie, what happened to yesterday's gentleman agree? Yeah, Asher, I thought we had one, man. I thought we had one because I was trying to figure out why we weren't going to make a transfer for him. I thought we had a gentleman's agreement with him, but apparently not. Apparently we're just shit at our job. Alonso. I'm actually worried he doesn't get the sack. Deserve it, Jamie. I think says Daryl. Yeah, I think Slot will be gone, says Jamrock. It should be tonight, says Alex. Enrique, hopefully. Sean says sorry to say no. Alonso Fabregas, Alonso out, Alonso in. If Slot goes, I want Inzaghi, says Lewis. Give Slot a 10-year contract for me is amazing. Alonso of AS still there. Liverpool fully, truly effed. Gerard, hopefully. Alonso. A lot of you think he, a lot of you, Jamrock's happy. Jamrock says, I'm happy we didn't get Guehi. Big up, Jamrock. And do you know what, Jamrock? I'm perfectly fine with you saying that because, again, you're not angry at the fact that we didn't sign him because you didn't want him in the first place. No, I respect that. I respect that. Do we all think Slot will go by the end of the summer, no matter what happens? Oh, I know you are, Sean. You don't have to tell me, man. I know. Don't worry. Do we all think Slot goes at the end of the season, no matter what? No matter what. Do we think the Alonso stuff is just is now too much? Oh, C says no. Interesting. If you don't, I'll support Barcelona. Now, I do think we should get another centre back, not just Guehi. Yeah, I hear that, Jamrock. I hear that, man. We do, Jamrock. We need. I think not buying a centre back this January window is disgraceful. If you ask me, it's disgraceful. Darryl reckons no, we'll keep the clan. He reckons. Andre ain't going this one. No signs in January. Hopefully. Remember, guys, we've not bought in January before and no one went anywhere under, Jurgen's been manager for Liverpool for a long time and we didn't have no January sale. We didn't buy anyone in the summer once with Jurgen and Jurgen was still the manager the following year. We have to, it might not be the case why we're not buying anyone this January. Slot's got dirt on FSG, Hughes and Edwards. He ain't going nowhere. I think with Alonso being free and Alonso being available, Jamrock might know this more than I do, but I think if I'm right on this, Xabi Alonso was always Michael Edwards' favourite, for the job after Jurgen Klopp. I believe, if I'm correct on this, Jamrock might be able to correct me on this, but I believe Alonso was always Michael Edwards' number one choice. I think I read somewhere a few weeks back in the Athletic or the Liverpool Echo or something like that, where apparently there was a thing saying Michael Edwards is a big fan of the tactical approach that Alonso has to football. So if that is true, and Michael Edwards has always wanted Xabi Alonso, a lot of owners and people that run clubs, always want their number one choice. Always. And if their number one choice becomes available, they usually make them their number one choice. So it's an interesting one. Paul Joyce reported extensively on Michael Edwards. In early 2024, Joyce detailed the new structure where Edwards oversees the new sporting directors to rebuild the club. There you go. Big up. And the new Edwards isn't returning as a sporting director, but head of football operations, overseeing the new sporting director issues and create a new hierarchy. This is the thing. So Edwards so basically what we're saying here is, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards are completely in charge of our football club. Is that what we're saying? Them two are completely in charge of our football club. Yes, they were lying when they said Slot was first choice. Oh, Jamrock, we know, yeah. That was all PR, man. All PR. We had the money for Guehi and they should have used it. I agree, because I don't believe this. I don't know if anyone's seen the Paul Joyce statement today where he said Liverpool, after spending so much money in the summer, haven't got that money available right now to go and buy him. But in the summer, we actually bid 35 million for him after spending all that money. So it's bullshit PR. It's bullshit PR. I'm not, Jamrock, I'll let you into a secret now. I'm not massive on Alonso either. I just feel like Alonso would probably still be better than Slot. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. I'm like you. I'm not totally convinced of Xabi Alonso right now, but I think he'll probably still be better than Arne Slot. But I hear what you're saying there. I hear what you're saying there. So look, there's rumours going. Big up everyone in chat, by the way. Much love to everyone in big up KG in chat. Big up Jamrock, man. And big up the Lakers if you're still watching, man. Much love to you. I don't know what Liverpool are doing. I really don't. I don't know what Liverpool are doing. I don't know if we're going to get 3 centre-backs in the summer and all this. Big up, John the Third. Big up, man. How you doing, man? Been a while. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Look, Liverpool go out and buy 3 defenders in the summer of high quality. Look, as fans, we're not always going to agree on players and all that. But if they get 3 centre-backs of high quality in the summer, then, okay, I'm happy about it. You know, you've seen targets. You can't get him this January, but you get him in the summer. Fair enough. I can handle that, you know, and I'll just write this shit off this season. Fair enough. Deal with it. But I'm worried about the defenders they think they can go and buy in the summer, because I don't think we just need defenders in the summer. I'm with Liverpool 67. I think we need a DM in the summer, whoever that DM is going to get. I think we need a DM. We probably need 3 centre-backs, and we need a left winger. Are we going to do all that next summer? They better do. If they're not buying anyone this January, if they're not buying anybody this January, they better spend all that money in the summer. I need like at least 2 or 3 centre-backs, a good DM, and a left winger. If they bring me all that in the summer, I'm happy. I'll sit there and go, fine, fair enough. That January was a shit show. We'll put that behind us. You did good again. That'd be back-to-back summers where you bought fucking massive players. Fair enough. Go and do it. Or if they buy a winger that can play either side, which is why I wanted Semenyo. The reason I was so big on Semenyo is because Semenyo can play left wing and right wing comfortably. He can play both sides of the pitch comfortably. Because Mo Salah's probably going to leave in the summer. If you bought Semenyo, it covers both wings. So you need to buy a player like that. This is why I don't get why we just didn't go after Semenyo. Like, why are we not going after Semenyo? He can play left wing, right wing. It sorts you out. But now, we'll probably have to go and buy a right winger because Salah's leaving, a left winger because Cody Gakpo is Cody Gakpo. We're going to have to at least get 2 centre-backs in, at least 2 centre-backs, and a defensive midfielder. That's a lot of money, man. Yeah, that's a lot of money. What's everyone saying in the chat? What's this? Yeah, Sean, been trying to get someone like Jamie or Enzo or Coppish to watch it. What is it, Kickers? What are you trying to get me to watch, my friend? And I'll give it a watch, my man. What do you want me to watch? Kickers, if there's something you want me to watch, like if you've got a link or something, put it in let me know, man, and I'll watch it. It's too easy, Jamie. Don't do it easy. Yeah. They better spend this summer if that's the case. Liverpool have to spend this summer. They have to. I can't believe I'm saying we're going to have to spend big this summer after spending big this summer. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right. Crazy. Cop Talk TV, he reviews a Spanish article about Alonso. I'll go and watch Duncan. Yeah, I love Duncan. I'll go and watch Cop TV. Yeah. I'll give it a watch, Kickers. I watched Duncan quite a bit. I probably missed that episode where he's done that. What does he say about it, Kickers? Give me a little glimpse into it. Graves says we already blew 450 million on nothing. Yeah, it seems like that just because of the way the team's playing. If we were playing much better, we probably wouldn't be this unhappy. Yeah, I'll check it out, Kickers. 2 days ago, yeah? Yeah, I like Duncan. Duncan's a great guy. I'll check it out. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you've not hit it so far. Hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. It's been an emotional show. We're all a bit emotional and angry and upset, and none of us know what the fudge is going on with our football club. The sooner we rip off the Salah band-aid and build beyond Salah, the better the club will just adjust. No, yeah, I've said this. Everyone knows I love Mo Salah. Yeah, he's my guy, right? I think Salah's still got a story to play this season. I think Salah's got a lot to play for still this season and can help us out. But next season, if I'm Liverpool, you got to get the best out of Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak needs wide players that are like more unselfish wide players who will take fullbacks on and pull balls back into the box, cross the ball into the box for the likes of Alexander Isak to feed onto. You know, if you're playing Isak, Gakpo and Salah as a front three, that is the most selfish front three in football because they're all thinking about their own game. You need unselfish wingers to supply Isak. So, yeah, I think Isak is good enough to take the goals to what Mo Salah did. But then you just need a winger that can just, he's very quick, direct, is a great ball carrier, good dribbler that can get balls into the box for him and stuff like that. So, yeah. Big up Graves says, just subbed. Big Liverpool fan here. Big up, man. Appreciate the love. Thank you for subbing. Big up to you, my friend. Glad you're here. I hope you enjoy it over here. So the Ramsay thing. So, guys, in the chat, I've seen a little bit saying about this today. Can you correct me if I'm wrong here? Everyone in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. But did Slot actually say today, and guys, again, please correct me if I'm wrong here. Did Slot really say today, I've got better players that can play at right back over Calvin Ramsay? Big up Solo in the chat. Hope you're doing well, man. Big up Grave, man. Much love you being here, man. He did. Fucking hell. He did. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Calvin Ramsay's our only other fit right back. He said we have better options than Calvin Ramsay. So, at this moment in time, with no Conor Bradley, our 2 right backs who are actual right backs, yeah? 2 right backs are actual right backs are Frimpong and Calvin Ramsay. Is it on Twitter? And I'll find it on Twitter. Let me. Oh God, no! Tell me this ain't true. That's bad man management, man. That's not good man management. So he's basically saying that Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones are better right backs than a right back. Is that what he's telling me? Guys, is that what you're telling me? I need to find this. Please don't tell me this is true. I need to hear him say it. Did he say at his press conference today? Did everyone say, was it actually in his press conference? Was it actually in his press conference, guys? So he's basically, you tell it, guys. So Yoko was here saying that so that if something changes, is available here. He was positive about him, though. Yeah, the last minute of it. Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. I haven't seen his press conference today. Don't do this to me. Hang on. It's a long press conference, ain't it? Jesus Christ. 17 minutes? Why does he need to talk so long? Right, I'm just going to share the screen. I got to watch this. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Wait 1 second there. Wait 1 second. Right. Is it towards the end of the video, did you say, guys? I got to hear this. I have to hear this. Sorry.
On details, because there's not a lot what we can change, but details which can hopefully lead to a major shift in the amount of chances we get, because sometimes a small detail can influence a lot, because the margins in football are, as I said so many times, really small. And this is where we constantly work on, constantly trying to find an advantage with the players available, because you cannot change the players you have available.
And just on that, I think you said you're in touch with him. Could you share any messages after Wednesday night?
You talking about Mo now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what happens between Mo and me on our phone or over here stays between the two of us, and I don't think it's necessary for me to share all the private conversations I have either on phone or here with any of my players.
Michael? There's been a lot of talk about the number of defenders you've got available at the moment. Can I just ask about Calvin Ramsay?
There you go. He doesn't mention PSG. Have I gone past the PSG bit? He does. No, tell me that's a lie. Sure, no. He doesn't mention PSG again, surely. Here comes the Calvin Ramsay bit, though, I believe. Hang on.
Ramsay, he obviously hasn't played a huge amount in the last couple of years for Liverpool. What role do you see him having in the second half of the season and in the first team?
No, I think it's great for Calvin where he is at the moment, because I think half a year ago he came back to his club, to the under-21s, and I don't think of course, everyone who's playing in the under-21s is hoping for a moment, for a chance he could get, but it's a big chance that he's having now to come to the first team. So when someone is really unlucky with the injuries we are having, there's always a player that benefits from that, and Calvin is one of them. So he's with us. But I still think I have better options to play. But at the moment I'm running out of options.
Oh, he actually said it, but he used to. He went, but. He actually went, but. I mean, he just built up Ramsay. He was just praising Ramsay, yeah? Oh, check it out, Kickers. Let me just star that, Kickers, and I'll get to it. Big up Grave, who's super chatted and just subbed as well. Much love to you, man. Big up LFC fans, you never walk alone. Big up Grave, man. Much love to you, man. So he just bigged up. Big up, Sean. I trust you, Sean, though. He just bigged up Calvin Ramsay. He gave him a lot of praise there He just bigged him up, but then he went, but, hang on, he went then, but, hang on.
He has shown in the one game he played against Palace and the moments he trained from that, and Calvin is one of them, so he's with us. But still think I have better options to play. But the moment I'm running out of options, he has shown in the one game he played against Palace and the moments he trains with us that he is good enough to be in and around our players. And then sometimes you have to wait for a chance to show this to the rest of the world. But at this moment of time, I have, in my opinion, still better options than him.
Just to double check.
That's criminal. That's criminal. So basically what he just said there is, guys, is that I like Calvin Ramsay. He's doing well. He was on loan. He's come back now. He played for the under-21s now. He's in the first team squad. But I think Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones are midfielders are better right backs than he is a right back. That's basically what he said. If I'm Calvin Ramsay right now, I'm like, what's the point? So the only way Calvin Ramsay plays for Liverpool is if Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai both get injured. Have I got this correct, guys? So if Calvin Ramsay, the only way for Calvin Ramsay to play right back at Liverpool, guys, if I have this correct, if Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones get injured. That's crazy. But guys, this and Gomez as well. Yeah, fuck you know. Jesus. Oh my God. That's such poor man management. I ain't gonna lie. It's really poor man management. Guys, I've got to get out of here. I've got to go. I've gone so much longer than I was meant to. I've gone over 2 hours. This is crazy. A big up my man Frank in the chat. Always my friend. Much love to my man Frank. Go and subscribe to Frank Carlisle Liverpool YouTube channel if you've not done so already. Please go and subscribe to Frankie Baby in the chat. Big up my man Frank. Guys, I've got to go. I've got to run. Thank you very much for everyone being here. I'll be on Sam's channel later on tonight. So if you're on Sam's channel later on tonight, I'll be there live tonight as well. And then I'll be back tomorrow with the match lineup show and then the watch along on my Big Up channel. So make sure you join me tomorrow. Much love, peeps. See you again tomorrow. See you soon. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.